You got us? Can you hear us?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, no, you're good.
I was in a trance, bro. My fault.
You're good. Wheat, stars off, please.
Yeah, Miles, a big bounce back night for you guys offensively. What was different with the offense tonight?
I think Coach, he said it. He just let us play, man. We were in attack mode all night. I know Malcolm really wanted to assert himself, after the performance of last game. And, he came to me before the game and said, I got you tonight. So, he went out there and performed and, he carried us.
Pat Boylan.
Miles, what's your mindset when you see Domas go out? And with that said, how are you able to be
about what analysts had to say, other players. And, this summer was so good for me to get away. I changed up my routine. I went out to Santa Barbara, got a good peace of mind there and just really worked on my mental. And I'm just in a good place. I think I want to stay in this place. I want to continue to play how I'm playing. But more than anything, man, it's just being a professional, and that's how I conduct myself. And that's how I'm going to continue to conduct myself.
Nathan Addison.
Congrats on the win, Miles. A little bit outside of the game. Tomorrow marks the 1-year anniversary of the passing of Kobe. And, players such as you, TJ McConnell, had an opportunity to share the court with Kobe. Tomorrow, how do you internalize that moment? And, what is one thing that you can remember about him, given that you played against him?
Yeah, man. So for the latter half of your question, just one of the fondest memories I have was, he played here at Bankers Life. It was his farewell tour. It was his last time playing here. And it's funny, I was just telling someone the story yesterday. He walked in and it's like there was so much purple and gold in the building, and he had a potential game-winning shot. We had been playing him hard all game. We were winning all game. And he came back and he came back and he started just being Kobe. He hit some really big shots. And, I had a really good contest on one of his shots. I had a great picture, it was hanging up my wall. And I don't know how, but he barely missed a shot. And when he missed that shot, we won the game. It almost felt like the entire crowd was booing us. And it was like we won the game. We're at home. And, we were getting booed. It was crazy to see. But as far as just remembering him, it's just his mentality and it's what he brought to the game. I think that he's someone that he's just a freak of nature, but it's not something that's unattainable. It's not like he's just freakish athletic. He's this, he's that. It was his mindset. And I think that mindset that he brings, the Mamba mentality to the game is something that you can always remember, always carries over. And, obviously he's very well missed in the basketball world. And, with his contribution to women's basketball, I can go on, but I think more than anything, one thing that resonates with me and one thing's going to stick with us in the rest of the league is the Mamba mentality, just this approach to the game.
Seth Johnson.
Miles, the bench really brought it tonight. Can you kind of speak to what they brought to this game and how they contributed tonight?
Well, it's the same thing I talk about Jeremy Lamb. The young guys are in here every day working before the meetings. You know, they're in here. They don't complain, and you know when the numbers call, they're ready to go. You know, I think it's. I look at someone like Cassius. Like I'm sure he had no idea he was playing tonight. He got in there and made an impact. You know, Goga, he's developing. He's getting better. He's getting his feet back under him. It's people don't realize. You know, it's only Goga's second or third game back, and it's hard to miss 2 weeks of basketball and get a rhythm and come back and be effective right away. And coach is throwing so much at him and at us, and you got to go out there and produce. So it's just a testament to their work ethic. And, you know, we have to be able to rely on them throughout the season. You know, it's going to be hard for, you know, me, Malcolm, Domas, and whoever to play 40, 45 minutes a game. You know, we have to have some depth. And, you know, coach said it before the game that I'm playing everybody tonight, you know, be ready to go. And they stepped up. You know, their defense was infectious. Their mentality on that side of the floor carried them, and it really, really opened the game up for us.
Ashley.
So I know you were also talking about Malcolm Brogdon and the game that he had tonight and this whole season. I don't think he's getting talked about enough. Do you think that he should be in the All-Star conversations?
Oh, without a question. You know, it's just something that I think we're used to here in Indiana. You know, we don't get a lot of national TV coverage. We don't get a lot of the media attention. You know, we're a smaller market, and he's been having probably the best year of his career. You know, he's one of the best point guards in the East. So without a doubt, he should be an All-Star consideration. He's on a winning team. So, you know, obviously I'm biased. You're asking me. He's got my vote. But from a national standpoint, you know, quiet as kept, he's one of the best point guards in the East.
Final questions for Miles here.
Can I jump in right quick, Wes? Miles, in the fourth quarter, I think you guys went 14 to 17 from the foul line, something that you guys as a team normally don't do. What was it? Just attacking the paint, being more aggressive in there physically was what led to that? And how can you replicate that, I guess, in future games to kind of keep that going to manufacture offense?
I think that once they dropped back to that zone, you know, it got us we were at a standstill for a second, and we were kind of distraught for a bit. You know, that's what a zone is meant to do in the NBA. But you just remember, just go attack. You know, we had an attack mentality. The way the refs were calling the game, they were giving both teams calls. You know, so we wanted to put our heads down and just go. And especially in that fourth quarter, when you assert yourself all game, you know, then you come into that fourth quarter playing the same way you play, you're going to get the benefit of the doubt. So I think as a team, you know, we locked in the focus, and those are big shots. You know, they're free. That's something that, you know, you don't have to generate a lot of offense for. So I think we just did a great job executing, staying locked in, focused, and doing what we had to do.
All right, Miles. Thank you for the time. We appreciate it.
Hi, Nate. They had cut a 10-point halftime lead down to 1 after 3 and had a lot of momentum, and you close out with one of your best quarters of the season. What was the key to the fourth quarter execution?
I thought our guys were in a nice mode out there. I thought the flow of the game, the way that we were attacking, it just was constant. A lot of games are big momentum swings, big energy swings. And there were some tonight, just like you mentioned. They cut that halftime lead there pretty quickly, but I just like the way that our guys stayed composed and kept attacking there during that run, and then just extending it there through the fourth. So they did a nice job with that.
And Nate, Malcolm had a rough day shooting the ball yesterday. How important was it for him to stay aggressive today after that performance?
Very important. And he said it to me first thing. He said it to me after the game last night, that he was upset with things and was going to play a lot better today. And he said it to me before the walkthrough that he just was upset that, it didn't go our way last night. So he did. He came in with a good focus, and I thought his finishes around the rim were great. I thought the decisions he made, being that point guard out there, were great. And he was in attack mode the entire evening.
Scott.
Nate, what can you share about Domas, and that the reason for your delay?
Yeah. I was talking to him, and he took you'll see it. I don't know how much time was left there, but he took a knee to knee. I think him and Kyle Lowry hit knees there. Then I was just talking to him about it a little bit when he was sitting there in the chair here and the stuff after the game. So I think they'll take a look at it tomorrow, and we'll go from there.
Seth Johnson.
Nate, Jeremy Lamb has played pretty great since he's come back from injury. Can you speak to what you've seen from him and what you've liked from what you've seen in him?
Yeah, he can handle. He hits big shots. Again, I keep talking about the demeanor of this team. I just kind of like, he's smooth out there. I like the way he's been pressuring the ball. Nothing really rattles him either. Coming into the huddles and stuff, he's really locked in and eye to eye with me, and just continuing to, absorb everything. But I just like the way he's been handling himself out there, the way he's been playing.
Pat Boylan.
I know the game plan is always to attack. This is the most free throws the franchise has taken in almost 10 years. Why do you feel like you were so proficient at getting to the line tonight?
Well, we want to attack the rim. We want to play through hits. That's the best shot in basketball, is getting to that, that dunk, that layup, and that free throw line. So, just trying to put constant pressure on your opponents, trying to create good space around that so you can attack the rim and finish at the rim. And, if you're aggressive with that basketball and the defender is in the wrong position, you'll get that foul called and, get that foul count totaling up so you can get to the free throw line.
Scott Agnes.
Maybe a little part of that, you also got your first technical of your NBA career. What were you trying to do? Was this a thing of trying to change the game like a lot of coaches do?
Yeah, it was, it wasn't really going our way there for a while. And the whistle will go both ways throughout the game. And I just wanted to, to stick up for Malcolm there because of the previous question. I was trying to get our guys to attack the rim more and to attack that paint, whether to finish or for kick out threes. And I just wanted to let the guys know that I was upset with the call and I was sticking up for them. I got to go look at the call. It was at the far end, so I haven't taken a look at it yet.
Tony East.
Nate, you mentioned before the game you were planning on going deeper into your bench today, and you did that with 11 guys. What did you think of the performance of some of those guys you normally don't play as much?
Yeah, they did a nice job. They did. It was good to see, Goga out there with his 11 or 12 minutes. Cassius had a couple minutes out there. Aaron Holiday with that a good 26, TJ McConnell, good 28 minutes. So I liked it. I'm telling you that the first group, the guys off the bench, they had a nice flow to them tonight. I don't use that word too much, unless I really mean it, but it was a nice rhythm and flow that they had during the course of that game.
Any final questions for Coach here? All right, Nate, thank you for the time.
Thanks, everybody.
Okay, so you will have
Let's do it.
Please.
Hey, Malcolm, I know level-headedness is a major strength of yours, but what did it take to follow up a night like yesterday's with maybe your best night as a Pacer tonight?
I mean, that's what I think the best players in the world are the ones that are the toughest. I think it's a characteristic that a lot of people underestimate. For example, a guy like LeBron James, the criticism and scrutiny that he gets night in, night out, and he comes out and plays at a high level almost every night. So, you know, for me, being a leader on this team, I wanted to come out, and I know if I could have a really good game, I'd give my team a chance to win and beat this team. Toronto was a really good team. They are a really good team, and you know, I thought we had multiple guys step up to the plate and play good basketball tonight.
Malcolm, you talk about multiple guys stepping up. When you lose a player like Domas, how important was it for this team to continue to attack offensively?
Incredibly important. You know, we had no guy, you know, on the block that we could just throw the ball down to and him, you know, go score or attract a double team. We had to figure it out, and everybody had to chip in. You know, I thought Miles was and has been honestly playing like an all-star. He has. You know, not only will he be the defensive player of the year, but he's been playing at an all-star level. So, you know, having Miles, his ability to be mobile, to shoot the ball, to roll and finish around their bigs, to make free throws, to make good decisions, and then, of course, everything he does on defense. He was terrific tonight.
Scott.
Malcolm, what, if anything, do you do differently after that game last night, after the frustration, losing, and probably disappointed with your play?
You watch a lot of film. I was on the phone with Coach late last night talking about the game, trying to figure out how we can make adjustments. And you know, honestly, I was pretty angry after last game. So I was incredibly locked in for today's game. I really wanted to make a point.
Is that normal? Sorry, is that normal at all with your previous coaches to call them at night and handle a game plan or anything like that?
No, it's not. I've never talked to a coach on the phone at 10:30. But he's the first. We actually were on the phone twice last night. So, you know, it's part of our relationship. We both love the game. We both are always thinking about the game, and we both hate losing. So, you know, it drove me crazy last night and this morning until I got back on that court. Back to back or not, tired or not, I was ready to give it all tonight. So was Coach. So was my teammates. So we got the job done.
Pat.
They were able to cut that 10-point halftime lead down to 1 after 3 and had a lot of momentum. How would you describe the resiliency that you saw on the floor in the fourth quarter?
Guys were poised. We followed Coach's lead. You know, his temperament, I think, is perfect for this team. He knows when to get fired up, when to get in our ass, but he also knows, you know, when to just let us play and stay calm and, you know, give us good energy. So, you know, we follow his lead, and he, I think, did a terrific job coaching us and making adjustments and, you know, seeing us to this win tonight.
Anything else for Malcolm?
Yeah, can I hop in here? Malcolm, you guys got to the foul line 17 times in the fourth quarter. Is that a product of how can you, I guess, replicate that going forward since you guys aren't a high volume free throw shooting team?
Being aggressive, getting downhill. That was the emphasis for this game for me personally. Getting downhill, being aggressive, and then for the team, for us, especially in that second half, we wanted to get downhill and be aggressive. You know, a lot of it is, I think most of it's up to us, and part of it's up to the refs. I mean, that's just what it is. And tonight we had some calls in the second half.
Scott.
Yeah, Malcolm, we saw Nate get his first technical for you, kind of to defending you. Excuse me. What did that mean? And also, what do you think it meant for him to, you know, he wants to downplay facing his former team, but obviously it meant something. Definitely
meant something. I hope it means something. He was fired up going into yesterday's game. We couldn't get that one for him, but today we really wanted to get this one. It's honestly good to see him get a tech. You want your coaches emotionally invested in the game as you are. And he was tonight. He is every night. So to see him get a tech, sometimes you need that. Sometimes he needs to make a point with the refs in order to get some calls.
Any final questions for Malcolm here? All right, Malcolm. Thank you.